All right, first things first, make sure that you are narrowing your focus to exactly what they want. They want to know about the underlined sentence. So we have to read everything, but our answer choice is specifically going to tell us what the underlined sentence is doing. So there's going to be some traps, I think, but let's take a look first at the whole kind of passage here. Some bird species don't raise their own chicks. Instead, adult females lay their eggs in other nests next to another bird species' own eggs. Female cuckoos have been seen quickly laying eggs in the nests of other bird species when those birds are out looking for food. So that sounds like an example of what we just talked about, right? We were talking about some birds, lots of types of birds, I guess, do this, but now we have a specific example, right? So how did I know that? Well, I kind of know how we write, and sometimes we use examples, and so this kind of is on the menu, so to speak. So it seems obvious to me. Let's kind of look at what's coming next, though. After the eggs hatch, the non-cuckoo parents will typically raise the cuckoo chicks as if they were their own offspring, even if the cuckoos look very different from the other chicks. So this is continuing that example, so let's see what we have if anything kind of matches with that. A, it introduces a physical feature of female cuckoos that is described later in the text. Well, what's the physical feature? They're laying eggs, but that's not a physical feature. That's like a thing they do. It's a behavior maybe, but a physical feature would be like, what do their beaks look like? What color are they? So we're not getting a physical feature, so that's just wrong. It describes the appearance of the cuckoo nests mentioned earlier in the text. Well, they don't mention the cuckoo until there. So that's not right. And it's also not the cuckoo's nest. It's another nest. It's other birds' nests. So this is just, the nests are not talked about. C, it offers a detail about how female cuckoos carry out the behavior discussed in the text. Well, okay, let's see. Is there a detail? They've been seen quickly laying eggs in the nests of other birds. I guess that's a detail. Quickly. I don't know. Carry out the behavior. Well, the behavior certainly is that some birds are laying their eggs in other birds' nests. So I guess that it is still kind of discussing that behavior. I don't know. This just feels like kind of like bland, and that might not be good or bad, but definitely there's nothing I can point to and say this is definitely factually incorrect. So let's just look at D and see if it's any better. It explains how other birds react to the female cuckoo behavior. No, it does not do that. It only talks about the other birds as being away from the nest in that underlined portion. So I guess in the next sentence after the underline, it does kind of talk about how the other birds react, right? It says that they will just raise the chicks as if they were their own. So they react by kind of like not realizing it, I guess. So that is a reaction. But notice, this is why I kind of highlighted at the beginning, we have to focus on the underlined sentence because they will give us answer choices that describe the other sentences, but we are specifically supposed to say what the underlined portion does. And in this case, I guess C is it, right? It's offering a detail, an example of this behavior by talking about the cuckoo when the previous sentences were just talking about just the behavior in general without a specific bird attached. So I don't love that choice. I don't know how well that matches with what I thought at the beginning, but it's the only one that makes sense, and this is okay. You know, you try to maybe come up with a dumb summary or kind of a guess of what you think it's going to be, but don't spend too long doing that because very often your guess is just wrong, and that's why we still need to go through the choices thoroughly and make sure that it actually answers the question.